Our next story is about an army, which is by far the biggest land grabber in the world. Not only does it encroach upon enemy lands, but also the land of the very people it claims to protect. I'm talking about the Pakistani army. It has been accused of taking over vast swathes of government-owned land, a move that has raised questions about the army's pervasive presence. We'll get there in a bit. First, let's tell you how it's taking over the land. Through a new food security plan, a plan aimed at boosting agricultural production. Under this plan, the Pakistan Army will grow food on leased state land. I'm not making this up. Pakistan's generals are about to turn into farmers. They're going to take up government-owned land to generate better crop yields, they say. They will apparently grow wheat, cotton, sugarcane, as well as vegetables and fruit. At least that's what the army is saying. The civil society of Pakistan is strongly against this. Petitions filed in Pakistani courts state that this plan will hive off profits to the military. They also say that the military is ill-equipped for farming, especially given how the task could go to Pakistan's 25 million landless poor citizens. Now here's the thing. In Pakistan, government-owned land is routinely given to the army. It is awarded to serving or retired military personnel for private use. But the latest transfer of land under the new scheme could apparently make the Pak Army the country's single biggest landowner. Here's how. Under the scheme, the army will be granted 30-year leases for vast swathes of land. On paper, the army will acquire up to 1 million acres of land in Punjab. For the sake of perspective, this covers an area about 5,500 times the size of Beijing's Forbidden City, or nearly 3 times the size of India's capital, New Delhi. Yes, the size of the land the Pakistan Army wants to farm on, only that a petition filed in court says this entire piece of land is barren. It is incapable of growing anything. By all means, this is yet another ploy by the Pakistan Army to grab more land, something it has made a habit of. In January last year, it made a claim on 8,000 acres of state land. This land was meant for a national park. The army started building a golf course on it. The Islamabad High Court had to step in to reject the claim. It doesn't end there. In January 2016, the Sindh government accused Pakistan Army's Defence Housing Authority of encroaching 6,000 acres of land in Karachi. A case was filed. The army was asked to vacate the land. The judge who delivered the verdict was quoted as saying, "They have encroached so far into the sea that if they had their way, they would build another city on the sea itself." This was in 2019. Last year, in April 2021, the Lahore High Court delivered a similar verdict. It said the army had encroached on several pieces of land in Lahore, one of which belonged to the court itself. The judge who delivered the verdict called the army the biggest land grabber in Pakistan. Now, these are just 2 instances. There are many, many more. In her book called Inside Pakistan's Military Economy, defense analyst Aisha Siddiqa says that the Pakistan Army owns 12% of the country's land. Imagine that. 2/3 of this land is in the hands of brigadiers and generals. It further states that there is a clear hierarchy. Officers get real estate, personnel below the rank of an officer get farmlands. And there is little that anyone can do to stop this. The Pakistan Army is a financial powerhouse. It operates like a conglomerate. It runs at least 50 commercial entities in Pakistan. They range from farms to gas plants to power stations, cement companies, hospitals, universities, restaurants, pizza chains, you name it. And the army owns it. So there is no escaping the powers of this military machine. Forget holding it accountable. These verdicts may make for good headlines, but it's hard to say if they change anything on ground. Because the Pakistan Army not only runs Pakistan, it owns it. WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.